A very good morning and a warm welcome to everyone. March 8, 2021 was celebrated as International Women's Day. At Tulu Kannika, we thought that this celebration must extend to the month of March and we must do things that are meaningful and matters to women. So here we are with our Celebration of Women series. 2021's International Women's Day theme is Women in Leadership Achieving an Equal Future in COVID-19 World. Today's conversation will be revolving around women achieving equality, be it in leadership or otherwise. I take great pleasure in welcoming the guest of today, Ms. Chiamala Aravamudhan. With over 15 years of experience in the industry, Chiamala today has founded cSoft Technologies Pvt Ltd, a lady in leadership who is strategic, action oriented, empathetic, and calm. So let's welcome Ms. Chiamala. Hi, Shamla. Welcome to In Conversation with Tulu Kannika for celebrating the Women's Series. We are really happy to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Shweta?
I'm good, Shamla. Thank you. So, Shamla, we are here to celebrate women by discussing some important things that are concerning and which have to be openly acknowledged in the society. COVID-19 or not, achieving an equal future has been a challenge, right? So today we are here with you to discuss on the topic. But before all that, it would be really great to have a little introduction of you, and it would be really nice to know about the organization that you have created, Shamla.
Thank you for having me. I'm Shamla. I have been working in the IT industry for more than 15 years now. So I started my career at Mindtree and then worked for a bit with T connectivity and then, started this company called cSoft Technologies in 2013. It's been an interesting journey, I should say, after that. We are a small team still. We provide technology services. We work with hospitals in India to automate their processes. So there are about 40 hospitals today that are using our application.
That's a big thing. So, Shamla, how are you mindful to achieve equality when you hire employees for your organization?
It's a good question. So, 50% of our employees today are women. Okay. And we have been a team that used to work from home even before the pandemic. Okay. And that has helped us also support these women who have small children. They can't go to work, they can't go to an office, but they can still are really talented. Okay. Or they might be located in a remote part of the country where they can't come to the big cities to work, right? Due to family, this thing and all. But they're really talented. So what we do is we consciously make sure we are not looking at the career gaps in resumes, or we are not looking at which college they studied, or where they are located. For us, a good talent is a good talent who is able to, who's got the drive to work, who's got the passion to work. So we just look for those kind of people.
For everyone who is watching out here, so this is the exact reason why I approached Shamla for this discussion, because I knew of the hiring pattern in the organization and how they're actionably, trying to bridge this gap of gender inequality, right? And kudos to you and the team for that. Coming to the next question, Shamla, how has your entrepreneurship journey been? Was there ever a point in your career path or entrepreneurship journey that you thought this would be much easier if I was a man?
Okay, it's a good question. Entrepreneurship journey is, challenge, I would say. It's how you look at it. It's like a glass half full, right? The viewer looks at it as, a positive thing, or it's half empty. Right? So entrepreneurship is like that. You have a series of challenges, problems. If you're excited to solve them, then that's great. Or if you look at it as hurdles, then it's the other way around. So that's about the journey as such. And in this, we interact with a lot of other organizations to meet people to take our product. So in that, many of the key decision makers that we meet are all men. Okay. So I've felt that, to build a relationship, to socialize with other men, it'll be easier if I was a man. Right? I do have great relationships with other people at work. It's been built through trust and, all the work that we deliver. But I have seen that, if I were a man, it'll be easy to ask them out for a coffee or a dinner without having the risk of misinterpretation. Yeah, but of course, it'll be easier if the other key decision makers are women also, but we'll have to get there.
Right, that is true. That is very true. Women have been voicing out about gender inequality for centuries now. But then people in authority, it may be men or women, because of the significant patriarchy in our system, consciously or subconsciously, they make decisions of, let's say, unequal responsibilities being handed, or let's say unequal compensation. Whereas these are the same people in authority who talk about gender equality or preach about them. So subconsciously, let's say it happens. Now, I want to give you a scenario. If I am an employee in such an organization, how do I point it out that this that is happening in the system is not right without the risk of losing my job? Because I think many would find themselves in this situation. What is your opinion?
It is very true. And, it all, these unequal responsibilities and compensation, those are issues that have grown over years together, right? So changing them immediately it takes a lot of work, I would say. And usually it doesn't happen right away. It also happens over years to undo what has been done. But having said that, it all starts from our homes, I feel, the unequal responsibilities, all of that. So, whatever decisions we make, we don't realize the impact on the gender equality right away. Okay. So, one of the things is in our organization, so we do have events that encourage people to talk about what changes they would like to see in the organization. Okay. Or having the feedback culture, or where you can speak out about issues, right? So it's a cultural change that will have to be done. It's not an easy thing. But if to answer your question, if you were in an organization like that and somebody fires you for speaking out, calling out what they're doing wrong, then I'd say we are hiring. Please do come. There are better organizations elsewhere.
Yes. I wish it was as open for feedback as it is portrayed by organizations, right?
It's hard. Yeah.
Now, there are good number of women with good capability to build a career. But as you rightly said, uh, the home is where the change probably has to happen, because we live in this society where they save for a girl's marriage before saving for her education, and they tell the girl that you have to get married. They start at, let's say, 20. I'm going to the higher end. They start even before then. Once you're married, there are things like you have to take care of the guy and the family. This mindset where we think that a household chore is a woman's responsibility, how do we change that equation?
It has been changed in many developed countries already. Okay. If you take the example of the New Zealand Prime Minister, right? She has been able to run the entire country and take care of, the balance of family, right? So it does require a lot of support. And if you take the contrast in India, 50% of the college students are all girls, okay? But only 23% are in the workforce. So what that tells us is half of the women are not working, half of the educated women. Right? So it all starts from the family, right? Like you said, rightly. When a girl child is born, you need to tell her that she's equal to any man and she does need to contribute to the society. That expectation being set at the family, at the society level, is what we are lacking today. So it is going to take a while to change that, but we'll have to do it one step at a time, I would say. So everybody, who says go to work irrespective of the odds, right? We will support you. That's when things are going to change. And it's all of us as women who need to support them, who are willing to fight. But that fight has to come from within.
That is true. I think I agree to that because unless a person's self is ready to, go to the forefront and stand there and say that I want this, I don't want this, there cannot be any support. The last question of the day. If you, Shamla, had a supreme power in the world and you could take three decisions to change the gender discrimination that is there in the society, what would they be?
First, I would like to say that, even the supreme God could not create a world without evil, right? So it's going to be really, really hard to do that. But I would say we are the world that we want to change. We are the people who make the world. So it's more of our own culture and our own identity that we need to make changes in. Small changes that would have a big impact over a period of time. So one of the first things is to be fearless. Okay, to be fearless when you see something wrong, just speak up, just to bring about, call it out, so that it doesn't happen again. So that is one of the first things that we'll have to change in ourselves, so that you're moving as a society few steps forward. The second thing that we would say is for every woman to have the freedom to go to work. We all talk about freedom, independence, but there's a lot of restriction around that. So if the woman has a choice to say, I can do whether if I want to go to work, I can go to work. If I want to stay home, I can. In this century, we think that might be there already, but there are a lot of people who don't have that freedom. So that starts again from home. Okay. So that is again few steps forward again. And then everybody, if they start treating others with respect and say, okay, you are my equal, right? Irrespective of the age or gender or caste or religion, you say each one is equal to the other, then you can grow together as a society. Those are the three things I would say we should change. And even if each of us make a difference in one woman's life, to help her fight and then against this discrimination or bring about some kind of equality, I think we've done a great job, because small drops make a large ocean.
This discussion has been really, really insightful, Shamla, and it has been very meaningful. You are a woman of substance and you talk the walk. Everything that you have mentioned today are things that are doable. So I really hope that this talk brings in some kind of fearlessness in every person and helps them stay tall and face the situation and achieve that equality that they deserve. So thank you, Shamla. Thank you for joining us. Me, Shweta from Tulu Kannika, wish you and cSoft Technologies team all the very best. May you achieve greater heights.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.